Here we go then, folks. Welcome along to episode number 30 of our second season with SpScore Racing Point team, and it is round number 8, the French Grand Prix from the Circuit Paul Ricard in not far from Marseille, France. The French Grand Prix. Oh well, let's see what we got. We got nothing for us this weekend, so the weather's going to be fantastic, which is good. Get a new contract at the end of this race. Looking forward to that. We didn't do any updates, so let's see who has, shall we? So let's see. It looks like Haas have brought an update, so they've gone to the top of the pile. Williams continue to update, as of Mercedes. McLaren have brought an update, as of Toro Rosso and Alfa Romeo. So they're starting. Well, that looks like a major for both of them. So, woohoo! Hello. That's interesting. Maybe we'll start seeing them come up the field. Maybe they'll challenge for some points. We'll take the new stuff for the Grand Prix itself, because that's the right thing to do. So let's go have a look at the championship, shall we? But we'll go and order this practice gearbox first, because we need to. We have to. I feel like we do. But now let's look at the championship. And 7 victories out of 7 means that we are top of the pile, folks. Followed by Lewis Hamilton, Sergio Perez in 3rd place, holding the Piz, ended the bargain well. Then Valtteri Bottas, Kevin Magnussen in 5th, Devon Butler, Charles Leclerc, Alexander Albon, Sebastian Vettel and Max Verstappen rounds out your top 10 in points. And in the Constructors Racing Point, we're racing away with it, folks. 105 over Mercedes, then Haas, Ferrari, Williams, Red Bull, Renault, McLaren, with Toro Rosso and Alfa Romeo still yet to score. And still 5 people in the championship have yet to score. And those 5 people, Lucas Weber, Danny Kvyat, Lance Stroll, Antonio Giovinazzi, and Kimi Raikkonen. And yet Raikkonen was scoring points at the end of last season. Who would have thunk it, huh? So that being said, we are going to go get practiced around this circuit, and then we are going to get qualified at the same time. And on the other side of this video, you should see the pre-race showdown and the introduction for what might be a very difficult and a very testing French Grand Prix.
Hello
Let's do
and
this,
welcome to the Circuit Paul Ricard, current home of the French Grand Prix, an event dating all the way back to 1906. It's been held at many venues over the years, with famous moments from Dijon and Manicourt the feature of many a highlights reel. And let's hope we see more of those in the race today. The Circuit Paul Ricard then, a 3.6 mile track, 25 miles east of Marseille. 15 corners here, 6 to the left and 9 to the right, with the main overtaking chance expected going into turn 8. Top speeds today should be around 205 miles per hour. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box, and it's fantastic to have you with us here today. But I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
But from the moment qualifying's over, you start to feel the adrenaline in your body build up and the buzz in your stomach as you anticipate the run down into turn 1. It's all a bit like going into battle, and the unknown situation makes you nervous. Those pre-race nerves are a good thing. The day you don't have them means that you don't care anymore. And of course you have to make sure that all the procedures are second nature to you, so that they're not taking up too much of your capacity.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, with Charles Leclerc alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Bottas, Poole, Romain Grosjean and Perez, Hülkenberg, Magnussen, Vettel and George Russell, Gasly, Albon, Devon Butler and Verstappen, Weber, Kvyat, Lando Norris and Lance Stroll, Raikkonen and Antonio Giovinazzi starts from the back of the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
This is a really good starting position for us. Let's try not to lose it.
Yeah, P4. Not gonna lie, folks. I don't think this car's going to win this race. We're going to have to pull an insane strategy out of our rear end to win this race. Because otherwise, we just won't. The car, in the last sector alone, loses a second to the Haas and the Mercedes. We're screwed. If we get a podium today, I'll be thrilled. But if we win the race, I'll do the next video naked. That's how confident I am we ain't going to win. That's how confident. Oh well, let's just see what we can do. Let's see what we got then for them. Well, we're not looking forward to this one, folks, as we get ready for 5 red lights from 4th on the grid. 5 laps out, it's lights out, and away we go. And yeah, as you can imagine, it's a pretty atrocious start. Actually, we've dropped behind one of the Renaults on their home turf. So if you don't mind, we'll just come up here, Sergio. Well, Sergio's trying to make life difficult for us. That's not what we needed to see. We needed Sergio Perez where life wasn't really difficult there, as we trying to give Grosjean the boot there. Coming up the inside, excuse me, Valtteri. Thank you. Up the inside of turn 6, and we are gone after them. But now down the Mistral straight, we're going to be literally chasing everyone. We've got a drag race going. We've got Perez, we've got Hulkenberg, free wide behind me with Hulkenberg, Perez and Bottas. We're going to fling into the Mistral chicane and take a rather interesting line. I don't know where that line came from, but we got to give chase to Charles and Lewis here, because they are on it and they are gone. As Perez makes his way into 4th place. Good work for the Mexican. Maybe the fact that our quali pace wasn't there and the race pace will be. Let's hope that that is the case as we give chase through the double left and now into turn 12. And this is going to be the first race. We take another very unusual line. I don't know what happened there. That we completely cut turn 13, almost way to the pit lane there. That's rather unusual. Through the last corner we go, turn 15, and we're off. We've got to go after them. We have got to literally go after them, because
you're in the top 10.
Otherwise they're going to just dump us behind. And we don't need them dumping us behind to go through turn 1 and 2. Get a warning. Double warning there for track limits. Okay, that was fair. Second one was definitely fair. The first one may not be so much, but we're right behind Charles Leclerc here. And right behind him, I wondered what happened there. The screen literally just went absolutely nuts there as you two get fighting. I wouldn't mind if you two started fighting, because that would bring you closer to me. As Leclerc goes for the outside move on Lewis Hamilton into the Mistral chicane. Will he get the job done? I don't think he will. They'll still be side by side to the fast kink. We're still there, but it looks like Leclerc's got his man and move him up into the race lead ahead of Lewis Hamilton for the moment. They're still going at it up in front of me. Yeah, if you two could, keep going, I wouldn't mind that, because, like I said, behind us, we've just got nothing. We've got Perez being a rear gunner for us at the moment. That's what we can definitely work with as we go through turn 14 into turn 15. And now back down the main straight here to start lap number 3 of the French Grand Prix. And who's this coming up behind us? That is Sebastian Vettel defending from the man Gasly for P11. Go on, the man Gasly. Get yourself some good action, but no, I think that's, I don't know. Still side by side through down to turn 3. Sort it out there, fellas. I think they have, and I think the man Gasly's got his man. Yes, he has. And moved the man Gasly into P11 as we go back to see what happened as well down the main straight. That is Hollywood Lance Stroll defending from Kimi Raikkonen for P18. And Raikkonen's going to swoop to the outside and make a big lock-up from Hollywood. And that might give him some momentum down to turn 3. And I believe it will, although Raikkonen is keeping his nose in there. Keep his nose in there very well, as a matter of fact. Going to plunge it into turn 5 and get the job done. Excellent move there. Oh, how wide were we? Good lord, we were so wide. We're going to be practically 3-4 wide. Look at this, 3 wide down the Minstrel Straight. We've been overtaken by Perez and Bottas. And now we're going to just fling it through the inside. We're still 3 wide. Excuse me. Thank you. Have that. We'll have P3 back if you don't mind. You two fight over P4. We don't mind. We're going to get after Hamilton and Leclerc. But I think they're long gone as Perez and Bottas side by side to turn... bleh. Turn bleh. That's what we'll call it. Into the double rights of turn 11. That fight's over and done with. Cannot believe we were 3 wide here. There's the 2 McLarens, I believe. Is that Vettel and Butler? But that's the 2 Ferraris. You can tell in the haze. And the man Gasly's getting involved as well. But that is done and dusted for that position. Now back to Raikkonen, Stroll and Grosjean. Stroll's got a wicked work. Oh, 3 wide down the Minstrel Straight. The 2 Alphas absolutely sandwiching the Toro Rosso. And Hollywood makes a big late break and gets P18 as Raikkonen and Giovinazzi fight for P19. Who will earn the wooden spoon? As we clear our throat and make an absolute hash of the word who. And it looks like it's going to be Raikkonen going down to last place as Giovinazzi... Oh, dear me, Raikkonen doesn't want to give this up. And no one would blame him if Raikkonen gave this up, but that's the end of that one as we're going to start defending from Valtteri Bottas for P3. I do not have a clue what's going on here, but Bottas round the outside, that's not going to work with me. You'll be escorted to the outside and have Perez go right round the outside of you. Excellent work from the Mexican. And that will be P4 for him as we go to turn 4. And I've got to reach for the drink already because my throat is killing me. There we go, the disadvantage of not doing a lot of voiceover work is that it does throttle your throat as Perez and myself side by side down the Minstrel Straight. Bottas is looking for a way through. He's not going to find that way through. And we're just going to score to Mr. Perez kindly to the outside and then dick him up for P4. Well, that wasn't the plan of intention as Bottas looks for a way around. You've heard the Truly train. Well, it's pull train now. And Perez is going to be done by Grosjean here, I think. Let's have a look, see if that happens. No, it won't. It looks like Perez is going to hold on just, I think. Although Grosjean comes back at him through turn 12. And through turn 13 after that. And you can see that where have we gone? Where have we gone? That fight's still going on, and Perez will just... Oh, there we are. So we'll see that in a second. The pit stop here as we go to the man Gasly defending like mad from Sebastian Vettel and Devon Butler. Well, that didn't last long. He's also going to be defending from his teammate. I think that's Max Verstappen nicking in there. Yes, it is. You got 2 Ferraris side by side, the 2 Bulls side by side. Charge! Somebody said. 2 McLarens aligned astern. That shit gaggle in front of us. Always going to work. Oh, look at Vettel charging Butler. Get you some. Sebastian Vettel. Move him up into P11. Ahead of the rest of the field. So let's check out this pit stop as we were very wide. And then get it slowed down enough for the chicane. The new look chicane that came in with the patch. 1.08. So let's see what happens when we go into our garage of 14 men holding rubber. Sounded better than 22 men holding rubber. Sounded better, didn't it? I think that's something we can all agree to as we leave the pit lane. We should come out stone dead last. Yes, stone dead last. There's the new pit lane on the exit as well. And now into turn 1 and 2, and we are off. So let's see what happened while we're in the pit lane, and that will be Raikkonen challenging Lance Stroll again for P1. They're catching Danny Kvyat in front of them. That might be an interesting fight to keep an eye on. But move Stroll back into P18 after that successful defence. Meanwhile, up at the front of the field, Lewis Hamilton is defending. Is trying to pass Charles Leclerc here. Goes around the outside of the Minstrel chicane. That might work. They might still be side by side through down to turn 10. No, Leclerc has got the traction run out of turn 9. And he'll get the job done, no problem. As Verstappen and the man Gasly are chasing after the Ferraris, but they're going to get into a fight themselves. Have a word, folks. I think that's going to be the move right there. It's Verstappen on the right, Gasly on the left. Will the man Gasly get him? Yes, he will. And move him up into P12 as Hollywood Lance Stroll starts defending from Kimi Räikkönen for P17 because they gained their position while I was in the pits. And Räikkönen makes that pass with the greatest of ease. So, see them down the rest of the mid-Stroll straight. See if anything comes of it. Stroll's pretty close. Can have another go. Oh, into turn 10. Fair play. That man. As here we go now. Who's this coming in for a pit stop? It looks like that's Bottas. There, so you can see the 77. You got. Oh, actually, that's Leclerc. I do apologise. Leclerc and Hamilton came in at the exact same time. Oh, they've held him for Hamilton. Oh no. The Mercedes team doing the business. And they're going to get him out in front of Charles Leclerc. So Lewis Hamilton will resume the race lead if we haven't got a massive overcut like you usually get in France. No, we haven't. We are miles away from anything happening there. As we go back with all the pit stops. Butler is now in P6, defending from the man Gasly. And that's going to be side by side into the mid-Stroll chicane. And he's going to get the job done. Well done, Gasly. Did not expect that. Fair play. Well done. That was a great move as Stroll is somehow... Oh, yeah, I know how Stroll found himself in front of Räikkönen. Oh, there's something going on behind them. Is that Leclerc and Hamilton behind them? If it is, I want to see that next ref. As we see Stroll and Räikkönen for P12. Looks like if that is, they're going to be 3 wide with Giovinazzi almost. But looks like Giovinazzi and Räikkönen are going to go side by side through turn 10 and continue it to turn 11. Into 11 they go. It's so tight and twisty. But neither of these Alfa Romeos want to give it up. Never going to give you up. Never going to let you down. But Räikkönen's going to make it. Whoa! I think Räikkönen actually went in the pit lane there. So that's fair play. But here we go. It was Leclerc, it was Hamilton. This is the fight for P15, which will become the race lead. And Leclerc got his man into the mid-Stroll chicane, and there was us in the background. We are miles behind. I mean, my God, miles behind. As Butler takes the position back from the man Gasly, and that's P6 for him. But if we're not fighting Leclerc and Hamilton now, we're fighting this man, Valtteri Bottas. And whoa, look at Perez. See the close-up gap. See the close-up gap between Bottas and Perez. Now we need Perez to do the business here. Oh, the Bottas just got held up for one of the Williams there. That looked like Alex Albon. May have been Alex Albon, it might be George Russell, I don't know who, but Perez didn't get his man there. You can see us, I think, in the background there. There's a horrible speed differential here. Here we... Ooh! Oh, that was more close than it needed to be. And we've taken over from something as up at the front here. The race is really hotting up for P5 between Hamilton and Leclerc. That is Giovinazzi in front of him for P4. And we'll get onto that in a second as Vettel, who's now down in P19, defends from Tri-State George Russell. And that's job done, I think. Yes, it is. Good man, Sebastian, for passing George Russell there, because that Williams is notoriously difficult to pass. In fact, that Williams is coming right back at him. Go get him. get the fists out here. Fists out and make sure it stays clean. And there you go. It is P90. Well, it won't be P90 any longer. Now back to this fight between Hamilton and Leclerc for P5. Watch them split Giovinazzi here. That is shades of... Oh my God! That is shades of Schumacher and Hakkinen at Spa 2000. What a pass that was. Let's see it again from another viewpoint. Look at this. Split him. And goodbye. Round the outside. What a move by both of them on Giovinazzi. Incredible. Now, unfortunately, Bottas has found his way back to us. We're P7 at the moment, thanks to nobody pitting in front of us. And we're still going to be P7, but only by the skin of our teeth, because Bottas is literally hounding us. And I mean hounding us. As we go to this fight with Vettel. Oh, that is free wide between Vettel, Magnussen and George Russell. That is incredible action down the Minstrel Straight, and Russell's got them both. Here comes Magnussen round the outside of Sebastian Vettel. Go get you some, K-Mag. That Ferrari team is struggling. In fact, here comes Devon Butler trying to look around the outside of his teammate. Oh, I tell you what. Vettel has not had his own way in this Ferrari. And we thought it was going to be between him and Leclerc, but it's not. It's him and Butler. As we go live to K-Mag trying to take George Russell for P12. But that doesn't come off, and George Russell will keep that position for the moment. One of the Red Bulls fell out in from their pit stop. I think that was the Man Gasly, as Leclerc heads down the Minstrel Straight with Lewis Hamilton. This is the fight for P2. We should mention, we'll see who's leading in a second, but this is not for the race lead yet. This is still only for P2. There's the race lead. It's one of the Toro Rossos, I do believe, unless that's a Lance Stroll or Kvyat. It's one of the two. I don't know who it is, but that is the P2 fight. Now here's P4 between himself and Bottas. This is going to go all race, folks. We're not going to win this race, but we're going to damn sure make sure we get this podium as we keep Bottas in the position he needs to be. Meanwhile, look at this. I think there was a fight going on between Hülkenberg and Perez. There might still be a fight between Hülkenberg and Perez. Albon is in attendance. This is the fight for P6. This matters here for the Renault team, as Hülkenberg's passed Perez. Albon, I think, is going to get him as well, unless Perez gets a mega drive around the outside of this turn 10 chicane. It's going to be side by side. Sorry, turn 9 chicane. It's going to be side by side, but Perez got his man and move Albon up into down to P8. As George Russell and K-Mag fight for P9. They've got Verstappen closing in pretty quickly as well. They're going to want to sort that out into turn 8, and Magnussen's going to get the job done, I think, or is Russell going to fight him side by side down to turn 10. Come on, folks, this is getting a bit personal. Mercedes on Mercedes violence, and Russell swoops around the outside and takes P8 back from him. So who is the leader of this race? Well, the leader is this man, Danny Kvyat, the Russian. And not for longer, because there he goes in the pits. There he is in the pits, and that'll hand the lead back to Leclerc, who's fighting with Hamilton up at the front of the field. But we go live now back to the fight for P5 between Hülkenberg and Perez wants that position back. You can tell the Mexican is on it. He wants that position back, but it's going to be side by side down to turn number 3. And job done. Thank you. Goodbye. Goodbye. God bless. Thank you very much. Oh, do you remember us? Hello. We're here still. We are almost 5 seconds behind Hamilton and Leclerc down the Minstrel Straight. They're at the other end of the Minstrel Straight. We're nowhere even close to being anywhere near the We've just not had the pace in this car this weekend, as we get it all wrong and straight around the outside of turn 9. But speaking of getting it all wrong, it looks like Albon's going to be challenging Hulkenberg down into turn 10. You didn't get a good exit there, did you, Nico? It's going to show in a minute. You're going to be paying for it. You're going to be paying for it. That's going to be continuing through to turn 12. Side by side, you cannot get more than a piece of paper between them. Albon's got him though now, surely. Yes, he has. And that is Alex Albon up into P6. As we go back down the Minstrel Straight to Norris and Weber fighting for P15. Good lord, these two. They're trying to fight the gaggle in front of them. And Lord knows what's going on. But they're literally all over the place. We're on lap 10. Leclerc is still the race leader from Lewis Hamilton. We're in P3 and we're defending like mad from Valtteri Bottas. We just got to fling this car into every corner and hope it sticks. Because if it doesn't stick, then we're in a lot of trouble. And speaking of doesn't stick, we'll see if Hamilton can get past Charles Leclerc for the race lead. And he does. Oh, that's going to continue on for the rest of the race, I do believe. As we come back to ourselves, we're going ultra defensive from Bottas. If Bottas wants it, take the outside, pal. You better take the outside, because you do. I'm forcing you out there. Whoa, did you see how much we cut that curb and got away with it? That was incredible. Hulkenberg wants P6 back off Alex Albon. I'm surprised that Albon hasn't caught Perez with DRS. That shows you the power of the Mercedes engine in the back of our trunk. But still side by side down to turn 10. Nico Hulkenberg and Alex Albon, the Renault and the Williams. And it looks like Hulkenberg's got his man, and P6 will become Nico Hulkenberg's. As we go back to the front of the field, Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton are pushing like mad, and Leclerc is taking the race lead back from the Mercedes driver. Oh Lord, won't you buy me a Mercedes-Benz? I'd rather have a Haas right now. As George Russell chases after Kevin Magnussen for P8. Oh, and around the outside, what a move that was. And that was P8 for George Russell. Great move. I appreciate that move. I appreciate that move greatly as we run a little wide in turn 4. Clunk over turn 5 and now through turn 6. Coming to the Minstrel Straight, and you watch Valtteri's somewhere in attendance, and you know he's going to be looking to get the DRS toast. We go defensive again, and it's still side by side between myself and the Haas driver. Oh, we bagged wheels as well. That's going to entice a bit of anger. Oh, they're still going at it. We're still fighting, folks. We're forcing him out wide. You better back out of it, Valtteri, because we are not taking that from you. That is a promise. As we go back for Magnussen and Russell fighting for P8, and I think Magnussen's got George, but George's going to hang it round the outside. No, he's got him. He's got him, folks. Now, what's going on here at the back of the field? It's Sebastian Vettel and Devon Butler fighting over P8. Round the outside will go one of the Ferraris. And whoa, look at that's Vettel! Vettel bins it in the Minstrel chicane! What is going on? I didn't even see that first time around. That is incredible. Devon Butler, no fucks given by that man. And he is up a position at the expense of his teammate. Oh, that's not going to set well with Sebastian. Certainly with all the new features in this game. Oh, no. You go from leading the race to absolute catastrophe. Danny Kvyat retires from this race. Unbelievable. That's 2 in a row for Kvyat. That is just bad luck on his part as we go to Perez and Hulkenberg fighting over P5, and Hulkenberg's going to be around the outside, is he? He might be. Look at the side-by-side action, but Perez is going to keep it there. You better keep it there, Sergio, and you don't. You're down to P6. Meanwhile, we are on lap 12. And you know, we finally met our match today. So, something about this circuit has brought out the worst in this Force India, and I don't know what... Sorry, this Racing Point, and I don't know what it is. As Hamilton gets past Charles Leclerc down into turn 8. And that was pretty easy. As Verstappen... Now, Verstappen has been on it. And he has finally... oh, no, he's not been on it at all, has he? He's just trying to get past Roman Grosjean here for P12, and that's that job done. So... maybe Verstappen might nick a point at the end of this race as we go back down the end of the Minstrel straight to the McLarens fighting each other. Norris and Weber now for P15. Oh dear me. I'll tell you now, what Devon Butler did to Vettel might be the last straw, because that, for me, was pure no F's given. That was him telling... Sebastian, you may be the number one, but we don't care. As we go past Danny Kvyat's stricken car, come and start the last lap. And we've just not had the pace this weekend. We finally met our match this weekend as Perez goes for the move around the outside of Hulkenberg for P5, and he's going to get the job done, I think. No, he's not. Side by side down to turn 3. Alex Albon's still there. They're not getting rid of Albon that quickly. I think Perez is going to take P5 back, but he may have a problem down the Minstrel straight, and I mean a big, big problem. And but we're going to go to the front of the field here. Leclerc wants this victory back. Come on, Charles. The whole of Monaco is behind Charles Leclerc here, and he's going to take the race lead side by side with Lewis Hamilton. Oh, they're still side by side. Good Lord. This is the end of the race coming up, folks. And they're still side by side. And he's got him. Charles Leclerc's going to win this race, I think, folks. Unless a disaster happens in the last few corners. But speaking of a disaster in the last few corners, here comes Hulkenberg trying to challenge Perez. It's Albon challenging Perez. Where did Albon come from? Albon's just walked in the back door and picked all their pockets. He's up to P5. Perez and Hulkenberg are still side by side. Jesus Christ. That's what you call picking your pocket out of nowhere. Unbelievable, folks. As we go back to Butler defending from Verstappen and Grosjean, but it looks like he's defended there. Is Grosjean going to do the same thing that Albon just did? Well, that's just taking the mick. Hey, I'll go past the team we used to supply, and now we'll go after Devon Butler. Hey, why not? Why not, folks? That is Roman Grosjean showing balls. But up at the front, it's going to be victory for Haas. And it's going to be victory for Charles Leclerc. He wins the French Grand Prix. Ah, dear. Just ahead of Lewis Hamilton. And out to the last corner we come. And you know what, folks? It wasn't our day. It wasn't our day. We've met our match. But P3 will still take that.
I think the boss will be happy with that one.
I think that's a result at the end of this day.
It was a tough race at times, but they've held on to take a great victory for Haas. Talk to me, Ants. What was it that set them apart from the competition today?
Well, time management probably played quite a large role in the outcome of this one. As ever, it's not just about speed, it's all about maintaining that speed consistently over a stint, over a race distance. So being able to keep up the lap times while still being smooth on the controls and gentle on the tyres, that's really where the race was won today.
Haas are no doubt happy with today's performance, having secured the win this weekend. And our drivers are making their way out for the podium celebrations as we speak. So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. That lead at the top of the table has shrunk somewhat today. So, Anthony Davidson, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
But it's absolutely got to be Alexander Albon, no hesitation. He put in a performance today that's only going to build further upon his already growing reputation.
Let's move on to the Constructors. The current championship leaders still hold top spot, but that gap is getting smaller. Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
What can I say? Just wasn't meant to be. Wasn't meant to be this race. Something about the Paul Ricard circuit just brought out the worst in our car this race. And I can't explain it. I honestly can't explain why we were just so bad. But Charles Leclerc wins from Lewis Hamilton. We finished third, fair enough. Valtteri Bottas right on our tail in fourth. Albon with a last minute pick of the pocket on Hulkenberg and Perez. And then Magnussen, Russell and Pierre Gasly rounds out the top 10 in points. And one retirement. What has Kvyat got to do to get a break, folks? I honestly don't know what he's going to do, because Sebastian finished P16. That's bad. Something's going to happen there, folks. So let's go see Claire. Let's take our grilling like a man.
Great work.
After that race, the last person I want to see.
You had a close battle today, didn't you?
Yeah, it was a close battle, and what did you expect? Did you expect anything different? We're pushing each other to be the best we can be.
Your battle got a bit heated, didn't it?
Yeah, but contact's inevitable with me. So screw off.
Do you have any comments about the
Yeah,
collisions?
you can have two. Fuck and you. Bitch.
Great. Well, that's everything.
Fuck off. Well, first of all, you can all do a dance of joy, because you don't get to see me do the next video naked. So do your dance for joy. Do that or something. I think we were lucky for third. I really do. I honestly think we were absolutely lucky to get third place. I mean, what more can you say? We were not fast at all, and I have no answer as to why. Maybe we got the race bonus. It's fine. Whey, 1,200 resource points. What can we do with that? I don't know, maybe this Force India just isn't the car it's meant to be.
That's a great result. You did really well. I don't think we can have any complaints.
I think what killed us, man, was the chassis upgrade that we got last season. That really killed us, I think, from developing the chassis, and then everyone else developed them. Well, we were done and dusted, man, I tell you. We were properly done and we were properly dusted. I'm actually considering leaving now and heading off to one of the other teams, but I think we'll stay. I think we deserve to win a championship here, and then we'll bugger off. So let's negotiate ourselves a juicy contract. They're giving us top of everything, that's fine. Expected race position. Oh, I'd like P5. We're going to keep me at P10. Qualify 8th? Yeah, go on then. 8, 10. Propose it.
All right.
And we could have had a lot
It's been
more.
agreed. All that's left is to sign the paperwork.
Such is the way of the world, but I think we've maxed out the contract here, so we've got to go with what we can, unfortunately. Right then, let's do this. Let us do this. Right, what? So we've got one chassis upgrading. We could get the aero now. I think we'll wait. We'll get this other chassis upgrade, definitely. And then, oh, we can't spend anything more, so we've got to hold on to them. Oh, such is luck. I swear, man, we could have probably gone with the durability. Tried to get something from there, but you know, we didn't, and that is life. But guys, you know the drill by now. So we're going to hopefully get all that by Austria, and then we'll leapfrog Mercedes again, and possibly Williams as well. MGUK is starting to show its wear and tear. And there's the championship. But you know, we're still 100% on the podium. So guys, like button, notification bell, hit the subscribe button. Let's get 10 likes on the video. And you can subscribe for more daily F1 2019, NASCAR 84, WRC 7, Snooker 19, as well as other live streams available throughout the week whenever they go online. If you hit the notification bell, you'll find out when they go online, because you'll be told. And until the next video, take care everyone. We're going to go reflect on what happened in this race. Just wasn't to be. Wasn't our day. Ta-ta guys.